my little tea break here. Hi, everybody. Okay, putting some honey in here. Honey in the tea. Okay, so the video topic says why some people do better than you. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Hansi, you know better. Hold on, y'all. Hansi, no, don't cut up on this video. Hansi, come on down, Bubba. He always got to show off when I do live videos down here. We'll wait till we get more people in while I'm making my tea here. All right. So why some people do better than you? We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. While I sip my tea and test it. Okay. So I guess people are just going to have to catch the replay. I go on 1 day a week on this channel and weekends only. So I won't be back on till this weekend. So I hope y'all catch all the videos that I'm putting up today and replay the weekend videos if you haven't watched them. So the reason why some people do better than you, and this is like the cold truth. Some people just don't care how other people are doing. And they don't care about their environment. Some people are just bolder than you. Like, they're not waiting for comfortable conditions. They will literally do what the both of you are doing when you're resting, when you are trying to get things perfect and comfortable, when you're trying to get rid of some things before you start, they've already started. So when you're trying to lose weight before you date, the people who are trying to get the same guy as you, they're already dating, regardless of how much they weigh. See, they know something you may not know or you may not take seriously. As long as you're doing it, that's all that matters. You can do it under a bridge. You can do it out of shape. You can do it sick. You can do it in the hospital. You know, there was a famous artist, I think her name was Frida, and she literally painted her famous paintings while being disabled in a hospital bed. Charles Bukowski was living in flea-bitten motels with no money, really, when he wrote some of his popular work. They're just bolder than you. And that's just it. They really don't care about judgment. They really don't care if they're perfect at it. They just say, I'll keep doing it until I get better. That means that really they want it more than you want it. That's why they're better. And we're not talking about the results and the popularity from what they're doing. We're talking about the quality of what they do and how they're better at doing it than you. They want it more than you. Their burning desire is stronger than yours. It doesn't mean they're working harder. It just means that they will give it all that they got as often that they can, as they can, regardless of the conditions in their life. There's a famous quote by a famous writer that says, if you always wait for the conditions to be just right, you'll never get started. I used to say, I need everything clear, I need everything clean, I need everything perfect, I need my family all getting along, I need my money all right. I used to say all that before I would sit down and write, before I would do a live video. But I realized by the time all that got right, I didn't even want to do it no more. I lost the burning desire. The intensity wasn't as strong, so I was able to check out. I was able to say, oh, I'll do it later or tomorrow. It was easy to say that. You want to make it hard for you to say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll learn it tomorrow. You want to make it hard. But people don't want to make it hard because they know that would mean being uncomfortable. And so they just keep on saying, well, tomorrow I'll be more comfortable. Tomorrow I'll be ready. You're ready when it's at your fingertips. You're ready when you have sat and dreamed it. Because dreaming is planning, as this famous person said. Credit go to them. I can't think of their name, but dreaming is planning. You're ready when you have dreamed it deeply. You're ready when it's at your fingertips. You are ready when you got everything you need to do it. Okay? That's it. That's it. You could be butt naked and dirty, dying, and still be ready to do it. I have been in here very sick, just out the hospital, and some of y'all didn't even know. And yet I was doing live videos and getting the bag. I had just buried my mother. In the first year of grieving over my mother, I was on YouTube doing live videos. I buried my cat, one of my oldest cats I had for 15 years. She died. And y'all remember I did the video saying my cat passed. And I still kept doing videos. I didn't say I'm not going to come back to a couple of months. Okay, I might take a little break, but it's not because I'm waiting for things to get right. It might be because the pain is too bad to keep doing what I'm doing. But I'm not waiting until the pain is completely gone to show up and do YouTube. No. Do it, look, do it fat, do it ugly, do it angry, do it hurt, do it outraged, do it bitter, do it cold, do it too hot. Do it alone. Just do it. And that's just the truth. And that's why people are better than you. They are more consistent than you. You stop for 4 months and put the weight back on. They don't. They just go to a different diet that works. So they can just stay consistent. Hi, everybody. And people do it better than you because they don't allow outside interference to interfere. They keep they keep it all separate. Like what I went through with my family was yesterday. I know that some people will hang on to every little thing that goes wrong in their life and they'll keep on doing that and then they won't get nothing done. You know, or they use anything they can to procrastinate as an excuse so they can live in denial that they're actually afraid. Excuse me. People who do it better than you will do it scared. They just don't care how scared they are. They are willing to fight through it. Fight for it and fight through it. And surrender to it. Surrender to the flow of it. Even if they don't know if it's going to work, they just surrender. They're comfortable with playing the guessing game. They're comfortable with saying, well, I just want to see what happens. They in that energy. I just want to see what I'm going to get when I do this. They're not afraid of people thinking they wasted their time because what they did, in their opinion, wasn't that good. They're not afraid of that. They actually don't see that they wasted their time doing it, because they know they did what they wanted to do in their heart. So they know it's not a waste of time. They're actually not thinking about time all like that when they doing it. The only time they really thinking about time is when the alarm go off. They just sit down and say, what gets done is what gets done. And that's it. They don't need to do nothing new either. They get good at it because they are just fine doing what they did before. Just something new about it, or just on a different theme or different topic. They are fine just creating something on the same subject for 10 years of their life. But at least they're still in the same creative energy. At least they're still doing their creative gift. While you say, I'm all dried up. I need new ideas. Who says you need new ideas? Who? Maybe you need to do more research on the same idea. Maybe you need to go deeper into your research or further into that idea. It doesn't mean you stop. Just stop. They don't mind saying, well, this is what the world wants from me, and I'm not going to do nothing else. They're a better poet than you because they don't need to do every kind of poem. They don't need to write every kind of poem. They are a better YouTuber as you because they don't need multiple niches within one YouTube. They are a better friend than you, or because they don't need multiple friends. They just practice being a good friend with that one friend. All right, y'all. So I talked to y'all during the lunchtime for the early birds who have their lunch. I got to take my vitamins, and I got to jump back in and sprint some more. I do have some downloads. Oh, thank you very much. I'm getting more sleep, y'all. You know, lack of sleep is like a slow, invisible death. Most people don't even know that lack of sleep is killing them. So somebody say you look sick, you look tired. They say what? They think they're okay all because they was able to put both feet on the ground and walk from one room to another. You know, there's a famous painter that said, sleep is a waste of time. But I came to understand what he said. Hi, Kush. Thank you for the compliment, Kush. I came to understand what he meant by that. He meant by sleep is unnecessary when you know how to chill and you know how to rest. When you're actually using your rest and chill energy to keep your fire going, that means you don't need as much sleep to rejuvenate. I know people who can sleep 5 hours and literally just lay there during the day for 2 hours, just kind of like half sleep, half woke, and yet they're fully charged. I really think that if you want to be among the best, you need to make sure that you feel like you got rest. I mean, how good can you actually work if you're tired? If you're always short some rest with your chakras. I find that always hungry, craving all the time, and trouble with losing weight, I find all of that to be a sign that you need more rest. You need deep rest, like Jim Carrey say. Deep rest could be actually 2 days of doing nothing but laying around, getting someone else to do everything for you. And I know you say, but won't I fall behind people from in the competition? No, you won't, because when you come out of those 2 days rest, you pretty much is going to leave the competition in the dust because you're going to be so filled with power. You're probably going to go longer in on the work than you normally would. So you'll probably put in, let's say maybe you only was doing 2 hour work when you was short a couple hours sleep, but you rested for 2 days. Okay, you decided to rest for 2 days. On the third day, you're probably going to be able to work 8 hours. See what I'm saying? While the competition, if they're always not getting enough sleep, they're going to be resting when you're working. But even still, even if you think the results will be balanced, it's not, because they will be regularly resting when you're working. Okay, you'll be able to put in more time, more energy, more effort. You'll be better at it because you're fully rested. This is why some great writers will write 3 hours a day and they'll rest the rest of the day. Or they'll do things to lower their cortisol, like they'll go swimming or they'll do yoga. There's a famous writer, I forget his name, he's Asian, I think he's Asian, but he writes for 3 hours and then he goes swimming and then he pretty much like do light duty work the rest of the day, and then he goes to bed by like 9 o'clock p.m. So because he's so gentle to his energy after he writes, 8 hours of sleep feels like 10 hours to him. So basically he's extra abundant in power from his sleep because he was basically coasting 50% of the day at least. Like 75% of the day, he was just coasting through the day on chill energy. And this is why when you go to achieve your goals, basically you have to stop giving so much energy to everything else. Like you pretty much got to be like, okay, my goal gets like 75% of my energy. You know, my boo gets 10%. Or you could say my goal gets 60% of my energy. My boo and my family gets 20%. And the last 20% goes towards my health and my environment. So you can break it down in percentages. This way, you can keep up with the competition. You got the energy. You always get the skills. The skills is out there. It's free all over YouTube. You can get help, you know. People are in help energy. For ever since we came out of shutdown, people been addicted to helping people online. So that's not the problem. The problem is energy and mental health. Now, here's another reason why people are better than you. What you think is spiritually abundant is nowhere near spiritually as abundant as they are. So you wake up, you burn your little incense, you burn your little candle, you meditate for 20 minutes, you say, I'm good. There's people that literally will go 3 whole hours. I do. I go 3 whole hours sometimes. Just like this. My family will tell you, I won't even move. I'll lay there. I might get up and get a drink and I'll sit on the couch for 3 hours burning sage. I like to burn my sage all day. Where some people have scheduled time. I burn sage in the morning, I burn sage when I write, and I burn sage before I go to bed. I burn sage through my day. Not just at designated time, because I never know when something's trying to mess with my mind. I never know when there's negative energy around me. It don't always come at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It comes in the in-between times too. So I monitor my spirit levels through my day. And I'm on it. Soon as I feel even the slightest low, I go and get some work. I go and get some spiritual work in. Some people wait till they hit all the way rock bottom low, and then they want to go ahead and bust out affirmations. That is too late. It's going to take longer. See? Because I micro help my spirit, I procrastinate less, and there's less delays in my manifestations for the day. Whereas it might take somebody else hours to start the same manifestation. I already then started it because I've been micro helping myself spiritually for days. So I have less toxicity in me to get rid of. Okay? We were not meant to do so much in one sitting. We was not meant to just, this is purge day. We weren't meant for that. We were not meant to just be like, I'm just going to go all ham all day on this project. No, we was meant to sprint our way there. Sprint, then casually walk. Sprint and casually walk. Sprint. What we have people doing now is they're not even trying to take no breaks. They think if they break, they're losing. Okay? But it's not the fastest it's not okay. It's not really how fast you go. It's how often you can stay fast and stay good and stay great at doing it. If you sprint and then go slow, you sprint and then go slow, you sprint and then go slow, you will be unstoppable. Okay? Yeah. Most manifestations is only supposed to have about 27 minutes at a time of your energy. I know that's shocking because the 9-to-5 jobs have taught us differently. Our parents have taught us differently. You got to do 3-hour work before you have a break. That is not true. If you're giving it all you got in 20-something minutes, and if you are being skilled in it and you're really putting your skill set in, 27 minutes is like 3 hours of work. So try it one day. Literally set the clock for no more than 27 minutes of every type of work. Now you can even do it like this in 2 hours. 2-hour window. 2 27-minute sprints of your creativity. 1 27 sprint of an exercise, a physical exercise. 27 minutes to make you something to eat. 27 minutes to make you something to eat. It doesn't take more than 27 minutes to cook bacon and eggs. It doesn't. Okay? All right. 27 minutes to meditate or just go for a walk outside to get some fresh air. 27 minutes to read on your subject. So that's 2, 4, 6. That's 1 hour. And then 2. Okay, you got at least 30 minutes left. 27 minutes to get some housework done. That's 2 hours. So you done your creative energy for 50 minutes. You done got your workout in. You done got meditation in. And you have got housework in. So then you say, well, the next 2 hours, I'm going to take exercise off the menu because because I did 27 minutes of exercise. That's good. Actually, 27 minutes of exercise a day is actually good. So I don't need to do that every 2 hours. So I'll take that out. So now I got 27 minutes. I could do something else instead of exercise. Maybe I can put away laundry or wash a load of clothes. So and then I look, I say, okay, is there another 27 minutes? I don't have to do these next 2 hours. Yeah, I don't really have to meditate again these next 2 hours. Not for 27 minutes, maybe for 10 minutes because I already meditated for 27 minutes. So now I got at least 17 minutes extra in them 2 hours, the next 2 hours. What can I do in 17 minutes? I can upload my videos to YouTube. Maybe there's some unfinished work I need to do for my YouTube. Maybe I could do that. Okay? Maybe I can call my mama and talk to her and see how she doing, and maybe go ahead and or handle some of my online bill transactions or answer a couple emails. See what I'm saying? The point is, you can fit all your goals in one day and not be the loser in the competition, because you don't have to worry about failing in other areas of your life. You would literally be in higher spirits than them. Because if they're just only focusing on the one goal, then there's other areas of their life they're probably struggling in, and they're probably trying to push through with doing that goal. So they're probably not going to be as good as you. Even though they might have did it longer than you, they're not as good as it as you, because they were under spiritual stress because of the lack of care for other areas of their life. But you're not going to be in that energy. You're going to make sure that you have visited every room of your life in that one day, because you see 27 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes as abundant. You see that. You see writing one page of your short story a day or every 2 hours is abundant. Just think about it. If you wrote for 1 hour of your story, okay, or 30 minutes, let's say 30 minutes, every other hour in your day, you'd probably have 3,000 words done by the end of the day. Because you would actually be doing at least a page every 4 hours or something like that. Because every other hour, maybe half a page, and then so in the fourth hour you got 2 pages done. So basically 8 hours a day you would be able to get 4 pages done. That is what you'll be able to do if you was writing for 30 minutes. I know when I write, I'm just using this as an example. I know when I write for 30 minutes, I can see that I did at least a paragraph. And the only reason why I don't do a page for 30 minutes is because I'm more focused on quality rather than quantity. I'm a quality person. I like to do quality control with my writing. I really don't care how long it takes to finish my work. I just want to make sure that I finished it in peaceful energy, and that I was at peace when I was writing the first drafts. I don't like to be in editing hell. I enjoy editing, but I don't want it to take over my whole life because I didn't care about quality on the first draft. So I like to take my time so that there is less clutter when I'm done with the work. That's just my process. I find that I turn out to be a winner because the competitor is thinking about quantity. So while they're stuck in editing hell, I'm in publishing energy. I'm publishing my work. See, they may think they're leaving me in the dust because they're doing more pages of writing than me a day. But when they're sitting in editing hell, all the editing they see they need on the page is overwhelming them. So they may procrastinate and say, oh, I can't do this. It's too much editing. But for me, it's like I never created that type of mental block because I was only focusing on quality when I did my first drafts. Okay. All right. So I hope y'all rewind this video. I was getting into math and numbers, and that's another thing. People who are better than you, they work the number system. They work the numbers. They do. They are focused more on quality, numbers, and consistency. They try to come up with a plan that would make them stay consistent without running towards burnout. They say, I want to stay consistent without ever getting burnout, because if I get burnout, then I'm going to end up quitting. So they create a routine that doesn't lead them to burnout. And if they start to feel like they're getting burnout, they will take a break. They will not try to push through. Oh, hi, everybody. Hi, Malibu. Now, here's another thing, and this is the truth, y'all. They are more into quality with their self-care. That's just the truth, y'all. Self-care is one of the biggest things that help you to be a winner in anything you do. When you say you're not worth high quality soap, you're saying that your spirit don't deserve it. And when you say your spirit don't deserve it, you're saying that your work isn't precious to you. It doesn't mean a lot to you. Your baby is not important to you. So you need to give yourself things that will nourish your spirit so you can be powerful when you're doing your work. For example, I'm sitting here drinking Tulsi Focus Clarity Tea. This is not a cheap tea, okay? See, organic India. I drink a lot of tea from India. This is not cheap, okay? But I'm worth it. I'm worth the power that I know that it gives me. I know that what I do, I need mental power. I need mental power for my writing, and I need mental power to be a spiritual and self-identity life coach. I need something for my mind, and I'm not going to just settle for some basic black tea. I'm not going to settle for that. I know that coffee is abundant for me in the morning. I'm not going to just get any old coffee. So I really hope that this video was a wake-up call. You have to be willing to invest in supreme care of your spirit if you want to do supreme work. For example, when it's a cloudy day outside, I don't say, wow, I'm low spirit, I'll just go and stay in. No, I got white light therapy lamp. I have a white light therapy lamp. Like right now, I'm indoors when I should be outside. But I'm not going to sacrifice my outside time all because I'm on here helping y'all. So I'm going to put my white light therapy on, which is on right there. And I'm going to get my white light in, regardless. People who are successful, they don't compromise. They don't compromise their own care. I had a talk with a family member yesterday. I said, stop compromising your own care for people. This is why you don't make money on the side no more. You don't have energy to make money on the side. You're not napping when you need to nap. You're not showering when you need to shower. I said, learn to make everybody wait for your care. So they were like, okay, but it was said that I had to tell them this. because they don't have a mama. So I'm going to close this video out with this. Learn to be your own mama. Stop waiting for people to come in and be mommy to you. If you had the perfect mother, what would she be telling you to do according to how you are and how you feel in every moment? If she was a helicopter mom micromanaging your energy, and it was you looking over your shoulder, what would you say to you? Would you say, keep working even though you're weak, even though you're way too weak? No. Yeah, you can work weak, but you don't work when you're fried weak. When your cup is completely empty, you don't work. See, let me tell you something. The Creator is supposed to fill some of your cup up when you're doing nothing. When you're doing nothing. If you feel this empty numbing, I'm so empty and completely numb, that's not the time to do work. That's the time, like Jim Carrey say, to sit in it. But when you're just a little empty, a little numb, like, I'm starting to lose love for this world. I'm starting to. That's the time to do work. But when you're totally like, I'm totally loveless, I just don't care. I don't care. That's not the time to be in a competition. It's time for you to sit and wait for some higher work to be done on your vibration. Because then when you do jump into competition again, you're going to be one heck of a competitor. Y'all know sometimes on this channel I disappear for 2 days. I don't even show up in the mornings. And y'all say, where did Miss V go? She always show up in the mornings. It's because I had to sit in the energy. It's because I had to do nothing until the Creator fixed something in me that was starting to be broken into a million pieces, and was going to make me no good for the competition. So until that was fixed, and most of it was fixed in me, whatever that was making me just a slave to the competition and not actually a happy competitor, until it was fixed, I could do nothing but wander by myself slowly and have the slowest day ever, the slowest energy ever, the sitting most laziest energy ever. If you are in a competition that you're like, I just don't know how to win, I just don't know how to keep up, literally just say, I'm going to have the slowest energy ever. Because let me tell you, the competition can feel you, and most times it's watching. So it will think that it's going to win. I'm going to leave you in the dust now because you're not showing up. So it will go harder. See, it will go harder. And then when you come back, you're smooth sailing. You're like, I got this. I'm all powered up. And then they're getting burnout. So then next you know, you leave them. Right when it gets close to the finish line, they're eating your dust. They're eating your dust. And here's another reason why some people do better than you. It's because they're willing to try different paths than you. They say this path is just, this lane is like, It's a little bit too bumpy. It's a little bit too smoky. It's unstable. I'm going to do what I'm still doing, but I'm going to do it on a different path. And they also willing to drop out of the competition and come back 10 times better in the next round. In the next time, they're willing to wait for the cycle to come back around while they work on themselves. And then they come in and they say, okay, I wasn't in the competition, so I didn't win. I wasn't a loser either because I wasn't in the competition. I dropped out. I have to participate all the way to lose. I didn't participate all the way. I dropped out because I realized I was no good. It was a waste of energy for me to be in this competition. I just didn't have the heart chakra for it. Packing up your bags and saying, I've done this enough. I can't keep up. I got to go in a different lane. I got to do something with myself and try again another year. That is an abundant mindset. That is an abundant mindset. I stopped writing for about a couple months this year because I said I have to see which one of my running shoes is not pulling through. One of them ain't. Because I'm getting tired of the bipolar letters from the publishers. They like this one but don't like that one. This one accepted but this one not. Oh, you almost won, or you placed but you tied. I'm like, no, one of my running shoes, okay. One of my muses ain't really pulling it through. I gotta take this back to the drawing board. So that's what I decided to do, is go back to the drawing board and see, when I was locked in, what made me not be locked in anymore. Now I did figure it out, is that I kept on one of my shoes. The abundant shoe that I had on, I kept taking it on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. I was doubting the quality of the shoe. The other shoe was no good. It just had to go. I had to get a whole nother left shoe. So what was struggling for me was the left side of my brain. The right side was doing okay. The left was struggling with planning, vision work, free spirit, focus. This side was struggling. This shoe was struggling. Willing to put myself in the work. I wasn't doing that. I was always just writing about other people. See, I wasn't allowing my own self-reflection. I wasn't allowing myself to confess. I wasn't putting confession in my work. And when I did, they liked it. Okay? When I was telling the cold hard truth, however way it came out, the publishers were like, this is great, we want this. But when I started playing it safe in my writing, the publishers was like, it's all right. So basically my left side of my brain was not balanced. Okay? If I got the left side together, then I would be unstoppable. And that's what happened when I did that. I started to be unstoppable on this channel, like video after video after video after video after video. And then over the last few months, I've been a writing machine, like writing, just totally free. Trusting that my skill set will come through naturally in my stream of consciousness writing within the planning. So there was a part of my writing nature that I wasn't using in the race. And that's why I kept getting ahead and falling back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It kept happening. But now it's not happening. Now it's to the point where it's like most of what I write is pretty good. And it's the truth, whether it's shocking or what. Whether it's dead smack in people's face, a wake-up call, it's the truth. You know, I watched this movie 1984 with Wonder Woman. I'm going to watch that again today. And she said, the truth is all there is. Even if it's a lie you believe in. Once you believe in a lie, it's actually the truth to you. So, if you imagine it and you celebrate it, then the brain says it's true. So my point is, you can celebrate lies as truth and give them a manifestation form and get abundance because you think they're true, you go in on them like you should. Okay? I know this is deep, but All right, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to let me know. As I said, 1 day a week on this channel and weekends only. I'm not going to be on this channel the next couple days, okay? We are in that retrograde Mercury energy, which means if you don't take care of yourself, people will attack you, okay? So love yourself more so you can protect your energy from low vibrational people. That's another thing. When you're trying to complete a life purpose, there is a time in the year in which your self-love must be in alignment. Okay? Or the devil gonna see you as an easy target. The devil's gonna make people not believe in you. Or when you're trying to manifest in your mind, the people who would bless you is not going to get your telepathic message. Okay? So a part of winning in the race is your telepathic powers. You being able to connect with the minds of the world even in your silent time, because the positive vibration you are in. And if you don't love yourself while manifesting, your affirmations is not going to work. You can say, I believe, yeah, I could do this, I was chosen, all you want. But the self-love it tells your brain whether it's true or not, or whether you're just a liar about yourself. So make sure that your self-love is in alignment with your goal. Okay? I know people say, well, I know homeless people that still win. They win from compassion, but at some point they become losers because people think that they're entitled. So they can only win but so long in the race. Believe it or not, when people see that you do the work on yourself, they start to believe that maybe you are really powerful in what you're doing. Because they see it, they're looking at you and seeing it. Okay? It's sad, but people do look at the covers of books and determine if you're really if your insides is a winner. They do that. And that's just how most of the world is trained to judge people. Okay? All right. Bye, everybody. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can donate to my Cash App at @Coach V Hunter. I was just about to say hydrate. Another thing. Winners don't let themselves get bitter. Winners are not about staying dry. Okay? Who wants to cross the finish line unable to say yay because they're so dry? Who wants to cross the finish line bitter and mad at the world? Nobody wants to give a person a gift who's looking like they didn't even cleanse. They didn't even care to hydrate. When you hydrate, everybody else get hydrated. So cross the finish line, go towards the finish line, dripping wet. Dripping wet. Every now and then. What if people did this? Every hour, throw some ice water on your head and your face. Can you imagine how young everybody would look? Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? If every hour we took that ice out of our ice box and went, or dumped it down our back and our head. Can you imagine how easy it would be to get through toxic energy blocks? How easy it would be to get through mental health blocks? How easy it would be to get that download that you need to get you unstuck? It would be 10 times easier. You know what I've been doing? I've been doing my work in this heat. It's extremely. This is an oven in this room. If y'all knew how this room felt, y'all would wonder how I'm able to talk. This room is so uncomfortable that it's unbelievable. But I'm using the uncomfortableness of this room to test my might. That's why I don't talk to my family about AC in here. There's no air conditioning in here. I want the heat. I want that heat raised. Because if it starts to feel like hell, I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in, okay? Nobody wants to stay in hell forever, okay? People will do things to make themselves think they're out of hell, like drinking and drunken, okay? So I'm letting the heat, oh my gosh, this room is so hot. I can't, woo! But when I'm done, that's why my eyes are looking like this, y'all, because it's like heat force right in my face the whole time. When I'm done with this video, I'm going to run to the cool. How about that one? How many times you could run to the cool? Don't stay in the cool all day. Go out the cool, then in the cool. Out the cool, then in the cool. Go out the cool to do some work and go in the cool to do some work. Okay? Polar bears, they don't stay in the ice all day. Polar bears will go up in houses. Polar bears will actually go on land. Polar bears don't always go near the ice. Sometimes they're just in the snow. Sometimes they're laying in the sun. If there's sun in the snow, sometimes everything needs the sun, even polar bears. Even the animals in the ocean, they come up higher, so when the sun comes to the ocean, they can feel it on them. That's why people have seen big, enormous fish near the surface of the ocean. Start glamorizing having to get to the cool. You know, sleep in the cool, but make sure you put some heat on yourself so that you can feel empowered. Heat is motivation. Heat is motivation. Cool is like, okay, you didn't get assigned to work. Now do the work. All right, y'all. Bye, everybody. I really like this video. I don't want to go, but I gotta go. I need to go out and stare at the sky. If you're in Eastern time, go outside for the next 10 minutes. Watch what it do for you. You're going to be like, I don't see how it's going to do for you. Do for me, Miss V. You'll see. Go outside and stare at the sky. Take something cold to hydrate yourself. Ice cold and do sky watching. Okay? You don't want to see people because you say you look at people and you can feel their toxicity. Stare at the sky. We need more of nothingness to get more of something that we're supposed to get without begging and surfing YouTube. I want to get things now without any surfing. You know, I just want to go ahead and knock on the door of God and be like, there it is. I get that. But I only get it when I stare into the nothingness of the sky. Okay. Bye, everybody. See y'all later. My cash app is # Coach V Hunter. If you'd like to send a donation, I greatly appreciate it. I might get on again, but if I do get on again, it will definitely be in the evening hours or close to the nighttime hours, y'all. I hope y'all will join my new channel. I did my little oracles today and it said, start a new venture. So that's what I'm going to do. My oracle said, if I start a new venture, it's going to be abundant. So you might want to do the same. Bye, everybody. See you later.